High in the Andes, 500 years after Spanish conquistadors swept through Peru, one city stayed hidden, Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. But when American explorer Hiram Bingham reached those terraces in 1911, he found something that defied everything archaeologists thought they knew about ancient engineering. Stones cut so precisely that you cannot slip a knife blade between them, water systems that still work perfectly today, astronomical alignments that track celestial events with NASA-level accuracy, and questions that modern science still cannot answer. 12 mysteries, 12 puzzles that challenge our understanding of what ancient people could achieve without wheels, without iron tools, without written language. What you are about to hear will change how you think about human capability. If you value documented archaeological mysteries like this, subscribe. It is the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual using sources from Yale University's Hiram Bingham Archive and the Journal of Archaeological Science. Now back to the story. Number 1. The Precision Stone Cutting, 1973. Archaeological team from University of Colorado measures the joints between granite blocks in the Temple of the Sun. Gaps average less than 1 millimeter. Some joints show zero gap, complete contact across surfaces measuring 2 meters by 1 meter. The granite itself tests at 7 on the Mohs hardness scale. Bronze tools, the hardest metal available to the Incas, measure only 3.5 on the same scale. You cannot cut something harder with something softer. Yet here stand walls where individual stones weigh 15 tons, cut and fitted with tolerances that modern stone masons struggle to achieve with diamond-tipped power tools. Dr. Vincent Lee, structural engineer, spent decades studying Inca stonework. His conclusion was that the precision exceeds contemporary capability. The joints remain perfect after 5 centuries of earthquakes. Japanese stonemasons visiting in 1987 attempted to replicate one small section using traditional methods. After 6 weeks, they achieved gaps of 5 millimeters, 5 times larger than Inca standards. The stones at Machu Picchu display another impossibility: curved surfaces that interlock in 3 dimensions. Each block connects to its neighbors not just at flat edges, but through complex sculptural interfaces that distribute weight in multiple directions simultaneously. Consider this: bronze cannot cut granite. Number 2, the impossible transport system. 2013, geologist Dr. Rualdo Menegat traces the granite blocks to quarries 6 miles away across the Urubamba River Valley. Individual stones weigh up to 120 tons. The path from quarry to construction site climbs 3,000 vertical feet over terrain so steep that modern trucks cannot navigate it. No wheels existed in pre-Columbian South America. No large domesticated animals except llamas, which carry maximum loads of 70 pounds. Yet somehow the Incas moved granite blocks weighing 2,400,000 pounds up mountainsides that challenge modern helicopters. Experimental archaeology teams using traditional methods, wooden rollers, rope systems, human power, calculate that moving one 15-ton block would require 800 men working continuously for 12 days. The city contains an estimated 50,000 precisely cut stones. Do the math. Recent discoveries make this more baffling. Archaeologists found rope fragments in nearby caves testing to 600 pounds tensile strength. Impressive, but insufficient for moving house-sized boulders. Stone channels carved into mountainsides suggest sophisticated pulley systems. But no metal pulleys survive. Wood analysis reveals the Incas harvested timber from forests 200 miles away. Even the construction materials traveled impossible distances, moving mountains, literally. Number 3, the anti-seismic engineering, March 28, 1950. Magnitude 7.5 earthquake strikes Cuzco region. Colonial Spanish buildings throughout Peru collapse. Churches built on Inca foundations remain standing, but their Spanish upper stories crumble. At Machu Picchu, not one stone falls from place. Seismologists studying the phenomenon discover that Inca walls move during earthquakes. Individual stones dance against each other, then settle back into perfect alignment. Dr. Kenneth Wright, hydraulic engineer, documents this earthquake dancing phenomenon. The stones are not mortared together, but held by precision and weight distribution that creates flexible joints. Modern earthquake engineering calls this base isolation technology. It was developed in Japan in 1976. The Incas used it 500 years earlier without understanding physics equations or structural engineering principles. Laboratory testing reveals how individual stones can move up to 3 centimeters during seismic events while maintaining structural integrity. The weight distribution creates natural shock absorbers that dissipate earthquake energy instead of concentrating it. Peru experiences over 200 earthquakes per year, measuring above magnitude 4. Machu Picchu has survived them all without a single recorded structural failure. Ancient buildings that dance with earthquakes. If you value documented archaeological mysteries like this, subscribe. It is the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. Number 4, the water management miracle. 1994 to 1998. Hydraulic engineer Kenneth Wright leads 4-year study of Machu Picchu's water systems. The mainspring delivers approximately 16 gallons per minute year-round, enough for a population of 1,000 people. But here is what defies explanation. The 16 fountains downstream from the mainspring are engineered to maintain constant water pressure despite elevation changes of 120 feet. Each fountain features precisely calculated channel dimensions, drop heights, and pool volumes that prevent overflow during wet season and maintain flow during dry months. The engineering requires understanding of hydraulic principles not formally described until Italian physicist Evangelista Torricelli published his work in 1643. Carbon dating of the fountain stones confirms construction between 1400 and 1500 CE, 150 years before European hydraulic engineering caught up. The water channels curve in calculated arcs that reduce turbulence and prevent erosion. Sediment analysis shows the system operated continuously for over 400 years without maintenance. Modern cities require constant water system repairs. Ancient Machu Picchu built once and worked forever. Water temperature remains constant at 54 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, suggesting the spring taps geothermal sources deep underground. Perfect water pressure without mathematics. Number 5, the astronomical computer, June 21st, 2007. Archaeoastronomer Dr. Ray White documents how the Intihuatana stone, the hitching post of the sun, functions as a 3-dimensional astronomical instrument. At precisely noon on winter solstice, the stone casts no shadow. Its 4 corners align with cardinal directions, accurate to within 1 degree. Its carved surfaces track lunar phases, Venus cycles, and the Southern Cross constellation's movement through the year. But the precision goes deeper. The stone's positioning accounts for the 26,000-year wobble in Earth's axis, the precession cycle discovered by Greek astronomer Hipparchus in 130 BCE, but not understood in the Americas until European contact. The Incas carved this cosmic calendar without telescopes. Without written mathematics, without knowledge that Earth orbits the sun. Computer modeling reveals the stone predicts solar eclipses visible from Machu Picchu with accuracy matching modern astronomical software. The carved angles correspond to specific star positions on dates significant to Inca agriculture: planting season, harvest time, rainy season onset. Shadows cast by the stone create geometric patterns that change daily, marking time more precisely than mechanical clocks. On spring equinox, the shadow points directly toward a distant mountain peak where archaeologists later discovered an ancient observatory. Stone computer, cosmic precision. Number 6, the vanishing population. 1532. Francisco Pizarro captures Inca Emperor Atahualpa. Within 50 years, smallpox and warfare reduced Peru's population from an estimated 16 million to under 1 million. But at Machu Picchu, something different happened. When Hiram Bingham arrived in 1911, he found cooking pots still in kitchens, tools lying where workers dropped them, but no human remains from any period, no burial sites, no evidence of disease, no signs of battle. The city appears to have been deliberately abandoned, cleaned out completely, with valuable items removed, but everyday objects left behind. Population estimates based on residential areas suggest 1,000 to 1,500 inhabitants. Where did they go? Why did they leave? Archaeological surveys of surrounding valleys find no mass migration sites, no refugee camps, no secondary settlements that could absorb Machu Picchu's population. Analysis of food remains suggests the final meal was consumed during harvest season, October or November, based on preserved corn kernels and potato fragments. Personal items show signs of hasty packing, broken ceramics, scattered textile fibers, abandoned weaving looms with work half finished. Spanish chroniclers never mention Machu Picchu in their extensive records of conquest and exploration. The city simply vanished from history. 1,000 people vanished without trace. Number 7, the terraced impossibility. 2005. Agricultural engineer Dr. Ann Kendall studies Machu Picchu's farming terraces. 700 terraces cover approximately 500 acres of mountainside, with slopes averaging 60 degrees, too steep for traditional farming. Each terrace required engineered drainage systems to prevent soil erosion and crop flooding. The Incas created artificial soil by layering clay, sand, gravel, and organic matter in precise proportions that modern soil scientists confirm as optimal for high-altitude agriculture. Carbon analysis reveals that some terraces increased crop yields by 300% compared to natural mountainside farming. But here's the mystery. The terraces could feed a population of 4,000 people year-round. Archaeological evidence suggests maximum population of 1,500. Why build agricultural capacity for almost 3 times the resident population? Was Machu Picchu designed as a refuge city for emergency migration? Soil samples reveal genetic material from 43 different crop varieties: corn, potatoes, quinoa, beans, squash. Many of these plants originated hundreds of miles away in different climate zones. The Incas transported not just seeds, but entire soil ecosystems to recreate growing conditions from distant regions. Drainage channels carved into bedrock extend deeper than root systems require, suggesting water storage for extended dry periods that historical records show never occurred at Machu Picchu. Feeding ghosts, planning for invisible people. Number 8, the temperature paradox. 11,500 feet above sea level. Daily temperature variations range from 80 degrees Fahrenheit in afternoon sun to 35 degrees at night. Yet residential buildings at Machu Picchu maintain comfortable interior temperatures without fireplaces, without heating systems, without insulation materials. 2012 thermal imaging study by MIT engineers reveals how Inca architects achieved this. Building orientation channels, solar heat gained during day while preventing heat loss at night. Stone walls average 3 feet thick, sufficient thermal mass to store daytime heat and release it slowly after sunset. Wall angles and window placements create convection currents that circulate warm air without mechanical systems. The engineering requires understanding of thermodynamics. Solar positioning and thermal transfer principles not formally documented until the 1800s. MIT's conclusion: the thermal engineering approaches modern passive solar design standards. Temperature sensors, placed throughout residential areas, record interior temperatures varying only 15 degrees while exterior temperatures swing 45 degrees. The stone selection shows sophisticated understanding of thermal properties: granite for thermal mass, limestone for insulation, sandstone for heat reflection. Modern energy-efficient homes require computer modeling to achieve similar thermal performance. Construction details reveal air gaps within stone walls that create insulation layers invisible from exterior examination. Ancient climate control, no moving parts. Number 9, the Crystal Skulls Connection, 1924. British explorer Frederick Mitchell Hedges claims to discover crystal skull at Mayan site in Belize. Similar crystal artifacts surface in collections worldwide, many allegedly from South American sites, including Machu Picchu region. Modern analysis using electron microscopy reveals that these skulls were carved using rotary tools that generate microscopic parallel scratches impossible to create by hand. The crystal material tests as natural quartz, but the carving precision requires diamond-tipped tools rotating at consistent speeds. Pre-Columbian Americans had neither diamonds nor rotary technology. Yet, Smithsonian Institution authenticates several crystal artifacts from authenticated Inca contexts using thermoluminescence dating and chemical composition analysis. The mystery deepens when researchers discover that quartz crystal resonates at specific frequencies that affect human brain activity, a phenomenon unknown until 19th century research into crystalline properties. Crystals recovered from Machu Picchu show evidence of deliberate shaping to enhance resonant frequencies. Sound tests reveal that properly shaped quartz produces tones that induce altered consciousness states. Did ancient people understand crystalline acoustics? Mineral analysis traces the quartz to deposits over 300 miles from Machu Picchu, requiring the same impossible transport logistics that moved massive stone blocks. Crystal technology, impossible precision. Number 10, the magnetic anomaly, 2008. Geophysical survey using magnetometer reveals unusual magnetic readings throughout Machu Picchu. Background magnetic field strength measures normal at 350 nanoteslas, but specific buildings show localized magnetic anomalies reaching 800 nanoteslas, more than double normal values. The strongest readings cluster around the Intihuatana stone in the Temple of the Sun. Geological analysis finds no iron ore deposits or natural magnetic materials that could explain these readings. The granite bedrock contains normal levels of magnetite crystals. Yet somehow the ancient builders created or enhanced magnetic fields in specific locations. Modern research suggests that localized magnetic fields can affect human consciousness, potentially inducing altered states or enhanced sensory perception. Did the Incas understand something about magnetism that modern science is just discovering? Follow-up studies using ground-penetrating radar reveal metallic objects buried beneath areas with strongest magnetic signatures. The objects appear to be arranged in geometric patterns: circles, triangles, straight lines extending for hundreds of meters underground. Compass readings become unreliable within 50 feet of the Intihuatana stone, with magnetic north shifting by up to 15 degrees. Geologists confirm that natural magnetic anomalies of this intensity require either massive iron deposits or electromagnetic activity that should be detectable with modern instruments. Neither explanation fits the evidence at Machu Picchu. Invisible forces. Intentional placement. Number 11. The acoustic engineering. 2014. Acoustic engineer Dr. David Lubman measures sound properties in Machu Picchu's ceremonial spaces. The Temple of the Sun amplifies human speech by exactly 14 decibels while filtering out background noise. A whisper at one end travels clearly to the opposite wall 60 feet away. The effect requires precise understanding of sound reflection, frequency filtering, and acoustic focusing. The stone surfaces are shaped and positioned to create specific acoustic properties without any acoustic modeling tools or sound measurement instruments. Similar acoustic engineering appears in the Intihuatana Plaza, where speakers standing at the stone can be heard clearly by audiences positioned throughout the surrounding terraces. The acoustic design matches specifications found in modern concert halls and amphitheaters. Computer analysis reveals that certain frequencies are amplified while others are suppressed, creating natural sound filtering that enhances human vocal ranges while reducing environmental noise. Standing wave patterns form at specific locations where sound intensity increases by 25 decibels. These acoustic focal points correspond exactly to positions marked by carved stone seats and platforms. The Incas positioned their most important ceremonial furniture at points of maximum acoustic effect. Sound reflection patterns create echo delays timed to musical intervals, natural rhythm that would enhance chanting and ceremonial music. Modern acoustic engineers require sophisticated computer modeling to achieve similar effects. Sound shaped by stone. Number 12. The genetic database. Mystery. 2016. Analysis of human hair samples recovered from Machu Picchu structures reveals genetic markers from populations spanning the entire Inca Empire, not just local Andean groups. DNA analysis identifies genetic signatures from coastal peoples, jungle tribes, mountain communities, and even possible trans-Pacific contacts. The genetic diversity suggests that Machu Picchu housed people from across thousands of miles of territory. But why would the Incas bring together representatives from every corner of their empire to this single mountain city? The genetic evidence points to deliberate population selection based on geographic origin, not random migration or conquest. Was Machu Picchu designed as a genetic preserve, a backup population center? The DNA samples also contain unusual genetic markers not found in modern Andean populations, lineages that apparently went extinct after European contact. Isotope analysis of bone fragments reveals individuals who grew up consuming foods from multiple climate zones, evidence of long-distance travel or trade networks spanning the continent. Teeth show where patterns consistent with diets from sea level environments, high altitude regions, and tropical lowlands within the same individuals. This suggests people moved frequently between radically different ecological zones throughout their lives. Mitochondrial DNA sequences include markers typically associated with Polynesian populations, raising questions about pre-Columbian trans-Pacific contact. Carbon dating of the samples ranges from 1420 to 1530 CE, indicating genetic diversity persisted throughout Machu Picchu's occupation period. Genetic puzzle, lost bloodlines, 2023. Ground-penetrating radar survey discovers a chamber beneath the Intihuatana stone. The chamber measures 12 feet by 12 feet, constructed from fitted granite blocks, sealed for centuries. Initial imaging suggests the chamber contains metallic objects and possibly organic materials preserved by high-altitude conditions. Peruvian authorities have not authorized excavation. The chamber sits directly below the point where magnetic anomalies reach maximum intensity, where acoustic properties are strongest, where astronomical alignments converge most precisely. Everything at Machu Picchu points toward this single buried room that no one has opened. Thermal imaging reveals the chamber maintains constant temperature year-round, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, while surrounding soil fluctuates with seasonal changes. The chamber's thermal signature suggests internal heat generation or geothermal activity focused at this specific location. Seismic testing indicates the chamber walls are thicker than any other construction at Machu Picchu, up to 6 feet of solid granite on all sides. Whatever the Incas sealed inside that room, they intended it to survive anything. Ground vibration analysis detects rhythmic pulses emanating from the chamber every 12 hours and 26 minutes, precisely matching the tidal cycle. Though Machu Picchu sits 800 miles from the nearest ocean, the answers lie 12 feet underground, still waiting.